everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great night. So, I wanted to do another retro react tonight, and this is courtesy of the channel called Flow. And the title of this video from Flow is Foodie Beauty's Crying Live Stream. What happened at Dom's? So she went over to Natter's place, and I think she's upset because she wanted to spend the night. And Natter told her to get lost. He didn't want her there. So she was upset. And what does she do while she's upset? She decided to turn on the camera while she's driving. That's right. She's upset and she's driving, and that's distracted driving, which is dangerous driving. It's very dangerous to be distracted while you're at the wheel and you get a live stream going. So your focus is not going to be on what's going on in front of you. It's going to be on what's going on beside you. So she was going off about Natter. She was crying about Natter. And then when she got home, she was crying to Pete's. And for those who are not familiar, Pete's is her ex-fiance, her ex-boyfriend that she cheated on. She was with Pete's, and then she had a relationship with BB directly after Pete's. Then she cheated on BB. She was still talking to Pete's. She was still getting money from Pete's while she was in a relationship with BB. But after she confessed to BB that she cheated, BB kicked her out of the house, said, "You got to go." Chantal at the time didn't have good credit, had a bankruptcy on her record, knew that she would have trouble getting a place to stay. She knew that Pete's had good credit, had a little bit of money, and she went crying to Pete's and persuaded him to help her get a place. So when they got the villa, it was his name on the lease. Her name was never on the lease. She was just staying there without being on the lease. And while she was at the villa, she was seeing Natter. So Pete's has always been the fallback guy for Chantal. Always been her living doormat. So after she got into an argument with Natter, she went home to Pete's and had him in the live stream with her. And I've got my thoughts. So how about we just get into it? There's nothing really on Twitter to cover. So we'll just get into this retro react, again, courtesy of the channel Flow. I will leave a link for the original video down below in the description. So if you guys want to check out Flow, I'm actually going to subscribe right now. But if you guys want to check out Flow and give them a like, give them a sub, check out the rest of their interesting content, please do so. So how about we get into this react courtesy of the channel Flow. And I'm going to blow it up because the way it was recorded was kind of like up and down versus side to side. What I really love about this video is that the chat is included. Now, for those who might be beezers that are coming over here, something you should know about Chantal. She's a true narcissist. She's really true to form that way. So what do narcissists do with people? Well, what is that old saying? A friend in need is a friend indeed. And that is no more true than when you're dealing with a narcissist, because when they need you, they'll be around. But when they don't need you, they ignore you. And that's exactly the way that Chantal has handled people in her life, whether it's in her personal life or people online. When it was time to go to Dom's, she wasn't thinking about her VIPs. She wasn't missing her VIPs. She only missed them and needed them when Natter made her upset. So she disappeared to Natter's. She was coming back. Something was going on with her and Natter. And she decided to turned on her live stream while she's driving. She didn't even wait till she got home. She was feeling sad and she thought, you know what? Why don't I just capitalize and monetize my sadness? I'm going to turn on my live stream and make a big deal over nothing and get my Beezers concerned about me, because she really likes that too. She likes for people to be concerned for her welfare, even though she's not concerned for her welfare. So, how about we just get into it and you guys can watch for yourselves? Hope you enjoy the retro react. And if you do, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. So, here we go, y'all.
I just want to go home. I'm just going home. Nothing bad happened. I'm just messed up. Like,
Well, that's a contradiction, isn't it? Nothing bad happened, but I'm sitting here crying. So, if nothing bad happened, why are you upset? Does that even make sense, y'all? If nothing bad happened, why in the heck are you upset? I mean, does that even make sense? No, not really.
nobody hurt me or anything. I just want to talk. Then I just want to cry.
You know, if you ever hear anybody say that Chantal took them on an emotional roller coaster, if you hear the Beezers from the past say that, they're not kidding. Because this is something that she constantly did. Go up and go down and up and down. And I'm sad, I'm happy, but then I'm back to sad again. And this and that about Natter. She really did take people on an emotional roller coaster, and it wasn't fun. And that's why she lost a lot of her Beezers, because she just kept flip flopping. One minute she hates Natter. He's the worst. He's such a hurtful person. And the next minute, I'm not going to talk about him. And anybody that says anything bad about him, I'm going to block you. And I don't want to hear your complaints about our relationship. Yeah. Like, people just were confused about how they were supposed to feel about Natter. Like, one minute painting a dark picture of him, and the next minute ripping it apart and saying, don't pay attention to what I just did. Pay attention to what's going on right now. It was a crazy time.
When you're just like, sitting there and like all of a sudden just like everything overwhelming just hits you and you just can't stop crying. Like,
I can't remember exactly what happened this night, but I think she was just upset that he did not want her to stay the night. He told her to go home. And that's all it is. She wanted to spend time with him, and he said, just go home, Chantal. Go home.
I just dropped off dog because I can't be around people right now. I just can't. I just can't be around people right now. When I'm like this, the only people I can be around are you guys because you're not really here. Just felt this overwhelming feeling of like I don't know, bottled emotions, like bottled emotions or trauma that I don't even realize I have because sometimes I just freak out like this or spend days in my room. Yeah, I know I need therapy and everything, obviously. But
Yeah, you actually do. In the worst way possible, you do. And I'm not making fun of therapy or anybody that goes to therapy. I think therapy can be very beneficial and helpful to anyone who's gone through stuff. Chantal needs therapy, all kinds of therapy, like a lot of it. Again, no sarcasm saying that. I'm being for real. And she's always avoided it. She's always avoided the things that would do the most good. They would be really difficult to deal with, but they would do her the most good. But she always runs away from that stuff. Always.
I think this is just more situational. Like,
That part. I've just been going through so much. This is where I give her no sympathy. That part right there. I have no sympathy for Chantal. Why? Because the things that she's going through in this moment are self inflicted. Absolutely self inflicted. I would have more sympathy if she was going through something that was out of her control, that she had no control over, something that just happened and it had nothing to do with any of her personal life choices or free will. That would be worthy of sympathy and understanding. But I cannot feel sympathy for somebody who puts themselves in a position where they're just dealing with the consequences of their own bad choices and their own bad actions. The purpose of feeling the pain from a bad choice or being on a bad path, that pain is a teaching tool if you pay attention to it. If you feel pain, it's a signal, it's a road sign that says you're not where you're supposed to be. If you're hurting, pay attention to that because the pain is there to let you know you're off course. Or the course that you're on, you've encountered something that really you should be avoiding or changing. Instead of paying attention to the signals, Chantal just runs a red light. She runs the red light. She puts her foot on the gas and just runs right through it, just keeps going. All these tears over Natter, all this pain over Natter, all the drama over Natter could have been avoided. Could have been avoided early. She could have just cut the faucet off, not turned it back on. And she chose to keep it going because she was obsessed with him, because she was obsessed with the idea of possessing him and owning him and him claiming her and forcing a relationship upon him. And it never worked. And the longer she stayed with it, the worse it got. Until finally she figured out, I've been doing this for a year and I haven't gotten anywhere. All I've done is waste a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of time. And I'm not getting out of it what I want. And she had to let it go. She was forced to let it go because Natter moved in with Dee Dee to her place in Montreal. That was the only thing that made her let go, that made her admit defeat. Another woman in another city that had a condo and Natter moved into it. He made his choice. So Chantal just threw up her hands and said, well, I guess I'll just settle for another dude. And that's where Salah came into the picture. He was the I'll settle for you guy because I can't have what I really want. But make no mistake, y'all. Make no mistake. She's never forgotten Natter. She never stopped being obsessed over Natter. She never stopped caring for Natter, caring about wanting him. They still talk to this day. She still sends him money. They're still in communication with one another. Natter's not blocked off her channel. Neither is Dee Dee, which is strange behavior from someone who swears that she hates both of them, especially him, swearing that he was so awful to her, but yet He's not blocked off your channel, Chantal? That's really, really weird for someone who claimed a bunch of DV stuff on him. But go ahead and shed your fake alligator tears. Let's see how good of an actress you really are.
More than just mental health, you know? It's more like I'm just really, really, really overwhelmed. Everything.
And let me ask a serious question to anyone out there that you're really, really upset. You've gotten really upset. Like you're just all in your feelings. You've ever had that moment where you're all in your feelings? Would you turn on a camera and film it? Would you invite people to see you in your feelings in that moment? Because I wouldn't, but she did. Another question. If you're having a moment where you're in your feelings, you're crying, you're upset, you're broken up on the inside, you're totally in it. You're down in the trenches with your emotions. Would you be focused on a chat? Would you be sitting there reading the chat? No. No, like if you're really upset, if you're really broken up, you won't be able to pay attention to what people are telling you. You're just because you're all in your feelings.
I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna be okay. I just need to like. I just want to be alone. I just want to peace all weekend. I just want to peace.
Okay, a couple of things I'd like to point out. Look at the live chat. I got it blown up as much as I can. Y'all look at the live chat. Do y'all notice something? You see all those names are in green? See, back in the day during Crackhead Olympics, Chantal had her chat locked all the way down to just VIBs only. She put her conversation with anyone behind a paywall. If you wanted to maybe talk to Chantal, you had to pay a membership. There was no open chat. And she could do that because she had enough members to get away with doing that. But another thing that I'd like to point out, do y'all see this name in the chat right here? Vegan for life, not just for fashion. Vegan for Life was a beezer that was really, really nice, or tried to be really nice to Chantal. Vegan for Life actually sent Chantal, I believe it was $300 in super chats for the purpose of paying for a vet visit for BBJ. Vegan for Life even said, this is what the money is for. That's what I would like it used for. And Chantal got an attitude and told Vegan for Life, you gave me the money, I can do whatever I want with it. But there's the person right there in chat, Vegan for Life, who had a good heart. Their heart was in the right place. They gave Chantal a lot of money to where the vet visit could have been free, pretty much paid for. All this Chantal had to do was make the appointment, and that super chat alone might have paid for at least part of BBJ's medical care. But what did Chantal use the money for? Dispensary visits, party favors, food, everything but the cat.
Feel just so overwhelmed that I just can't help but just like I'm gonna freak out. Like,
okay, I'm not buying that either. She's in the car, she's driving, she's claiming that she's so overwhelmed that she's about to freak out, and yet she's got her live stream going. So you're overwhelmed and you're about to freak out, but you're staying focused enough to reply to people in the chat. And if Chantal, if you're driving and if you're upset, you really shouldn't be driving it to begin with. You should pull over and wait till you calm down before you start the car again. Because getting behind the wheel of a 2,000-pound vehicle while you're upset is dangerous, not just for you, but anybody else around you. Hi, Booger. It's a Booger kitty. Y'all, look who came up to see me. Y'all, look, I'm going to cut that off for a minute. It's Booger. It's the baby kitty. She came up to see her mother. Kitty break. She loves it when I wear hoodies. They're nice and warm for her. Hey, baby. She likes my nails, the scritches. We got scritches. Y'all like to see Booger. Here she is. Hey, Booger. The baby. All right. Do you want to react with me? You want to see this not nice cat lady who doesn't treat cats very well? You want to sit up here and give your opinion? She loves the nails. Oh, she loves the long nails. Look at that. Okay. We're going to turn it back on. Stay at the Booger. You don't have to go down. All right. All right. We're going to go back to Chantal blubbering.
I don't know how to explain. I just feel bad energy. Okay. I just want to be. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I just want to. My beezers.
All of this was because Natter told her she couldn't spend the night. That's all.
Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Oh. Oh no. Anyways.
Oh, that's safe. Just driving with the light on. I'm sure the drivers behind you love that. And this is another sign that this is all performative. Because she's turning the light on so that she can make sure everybody can see her cry.
I'm not driving under the influence. So I'm just. I really appreciate a lot of you guys that have become my friends and just caring. And I just don't want people to think that. I just have so much on my mind, and I just don't think I can. I'm just having trouble handling it all. You know? Oh, I have like knots in my stomach. I just feel just bad. Just bad. I just try to do. I just. Oh, Kels, thank you. I know I can't really read.
She's all in her feelings, but she managed to look over. She's watching the chat. At the same time, she's in her feels. She's like, ooh, thanks for the super chat. Oh, God. Like, so phony.
It's right now, guys, because I have to really focus. I just want a bees. I just need the bees right now. Freaking smoking bees. Be alone. I just couldn't. I can't like be around people. I was like, just like spaced out. Like someone was talking to me, and I'm just like, what?
See, look at all the people in her chat. They're like, what happened? What did he do? Like, this is why she's a lol-cow. One of the trademarks of a lol-cow is that they overshare. Amberlyn Reed overshares. Chantal overshares. They overshare. They talk about everything. They make everything into content. There's no such. I got cat hair on my face from booger. They overshare. They talk about everything. Every little minute detail of their life is content. There's no such thing as privacy. Hey, booger. The booger. But just Chantal pulled people into her. She pulled in her VIBs. She suckered them in, made them feel like she actually cared. And they thought, oh, like we're really close to Chantal because she's sharing things with us that are really sensitive and really private. She's treating us all like we're close friends. Hey, Beezers, guess what? Not a single one of you is a friend to Chantal. Not a single one of you. You want to know how I know that? Well, let's apply a little logic. Anybody watching this video that has a real friend, do you pay your friends for their friendship? Do they pay for your friendship? No. No. I mean, Chantal did not do a stream this night nor any other night for free. She could have. I mean, if you do a live stream, there's the option to turn off monetization where you're just talking for free. But she never did that. Everything was always monetized to the fullest. The stream was monetized with the Google ads. She was getting super chats, super stickers, memberships. It was monetized to the hilt. Drama has always been and will always be her business. So, what's the saying? Never mix business with pleasure. She never looked at anybody that she talked to on her live streams as a best friend or a good friend. They were just people coming into her live stream that could potentially give her money. They were all just potential dollar signs. And how do you keep the money flowing? By making complete strangers feel like you give a crap. By giving the false impression that they are all your friends and that you're confiding them in them and you're crying on their shoulder in your time of need. It's emotional manipulation. And it's wrong. People come to YouTube to be entertained. They don't come to YouTube to have someone else who's thousands of miles away dump 1,000 pounds of emotional garbage down their eardrum. But yet, that's what she did every night.
I don't know if emotionally, mentally, and everything I can handle. Anyway, sorry, it's dark. Oh. Anyway, I just couldn't stop crying, and
So here's another thing that she does that's manipulative. So she starts up the live stream, she's crying, and she's taking note of how many people are in the live stream. Like she's looking at the number, it keeps going up. Look at the number of people in her chat during Crackhead Olympics. Look at the amount of people that were in her chat. 1.3K. When is the last time that Chantal has seen 1,000+ people in her chat? She rarely gets that anymore. But back during Crackhead Olympics, this was a normal thing for her. She had lots and lots of people because things were interesting. But the manipulative thing that she did was she'll start up a stream. She'll put a title purposely to get people concerned. So lots and lots of people are going into her live chat wondering what the heck is wrong. And they're waiting around to see what is going on. And she'll purposely wait and wait and wait and wait to finally say something. She's dragging out the live chat. She wants the most amount of people around her when she finally says what's really wrong.
seriously, when I feel like this, I just want to be alone and
like she's sitting there crying and she's being vague on purpose. Really vague. So the Beezers are just sitting there like, she's sad, we get that, but she's not exactly saying why.
I don't know what I feel anymore. You know, I just don't know what I feel anymore. Like I really took. Oh, Sarah, welcome to very. I'll do your art thing after.
So she's upset. She's like, oh, welcome to very important. In the midst of her sadness and crying, she's paying attention to the chat while she's driving. Welcome to very important Beezers. If you're really upset, you're not paying attention to that stuff. You're really not. You can't.
Okay, so you can see it just for blind me. Like,
and this was something that Chantal did a lot. She would talk about her mental illness, whatever that might have been. She would talk about how she was depressed. She would purposely mention these things in her live streams because she knows there might be people in her audience that maybe they deal with mental illness, maybe they deal with depression. So she's creating connecting points between herself and perhaps some people in her audience in a very twisted, manipulative, diabolical way. She's fishing. Like she's looking for certain kinds of people to make part of her audience. So she'll pull up different things out of her toolbox, looking for people that might be going through some stuff or have been hurt by something or they're suffering with something. And so she'll go through her mental Rolodex of what can I mention that is wrong with me that might be wrong with somebody else. And if I mention that this particular thing or things is wrong with me, anybody in my audience, if they're suffering with or have suffered with the same thing, they're going to feel kind of a kinship with me and become part of my group. She's a toxic, manipulative person looking for people that are hurting or have been hurt. Because in Chantal's mind, people that are broken, people that have been traumatized, people that are in pain, they're easier to manipulate. That's why she did it. That's why she's always done it. She is a weak person, people who have something wrong with them, looking for whatever weakness or pain or suffering is in somebody and looking to exploit it and twist it for her own ill-gotten means.
She's in the hospital. She has pneumonia. Grade 15 something, 1500. So I got like, I just, oh, I fucking hate this shit. What the hell?
During Crackhead Olympics, she and Natter were doing serious amounts of party favors, especially of the powder variety. You know, the that stuff, the very expensive powdery stuff. Chantal did a lot of that. And there was always a backslide to doing a lot of that. Like she would do it, she would have tons of energy, it would make her feel up, energetic, happy, but then the crash would happen later, usually the next day. Emotionally, she would just be down and out. She would be rude and nasty and mean. Ooh, she was mean. Yes, she was. She got that natitude. She was just a biatch of the highest degree. So, like what you're hearing right now, I think it might have been a combination of two things. She didn't get her way with Natter, but also just like all of the party favors she was doing, it kept her on that emotional roller coaster of up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And remember, she put herself on that roller coaster. She sentenced herself to that pain. Nobody forced her to it. She chose that life. She absolutely did. And even after she chose it, she could have left, but she never did. She stuck with it. She was determined to win. She did not want to lose. She did not want to walk away from Natter. So, Chantal, are you a masochist? I really have to ask the question. Are you a masochist? There must be a part of you that you are a masochist. You must like pain because when you're surrounded with it,
You know, like, you ever wonder that? Like, why life have to be painful. I'm so mad. Oh, you know what? You're just like so upset. I'm just so tired. I can't sleep. Like I can't sleep properly.
Yeah, well, you can't sleep because you're doing too much of the powder. That's why. That's why you couldn't sleep.
Well, I do, but I don't think I actually get any rest because I just feel always tired.
And again, that's a choice. She didn't have to do 8 to 10 hours of live stream a day every day. She could have done a few and left it alone. And all the reactors that were reacting to her, we would have appreciated getting our rest because God knows we didn't get any. Dang it. We did not get any rest during Crackhead Olympics. We were all exhausted trying to keep up with her. We didn't have the party favors to help us out. It never occurred to her that even though she's streaming for 8 to 10 hours a day, her audience, Girl World, the reactors, we can't watch her for that long every day. I mean, when do we get to sleep? When do we get to eat? When do we get to go outside? All she knew was, I got to have my face in the camera. I got to have my face in the camera.
Where did the supper go? Oh,
Okay, she's kind of in the dark and it's hard to see her. Let's scoot ahead just a little bit because let's see. Did she finally stop? Like she's all in her feelings and she's stopping somewhere and she's smiling. You know what? It's scary to see how quickly this woman can go from one emotional state to the next. Like full on crying, and then 2 seconds she can stop, like a dead stop. To see the emotions to switch from one to the other and back again, it's just like, wow, scary.
never lost anyone. I've never lost anyone yet. I don't know. Like I just before dropping him off, I was just so mean and crabby and rude. And
Thing is, before you dropped him off, you were acting like a biatch, and maybe he told you that you couldn't stay the night, and that's why you're upset.
anyway, maybe hidden resentment. I don't know. Is even there. mixture of things. My grandma, I'm just freaking nose is blocked. I just want to sing the weekend. I don't know. It makes me feel better. Honestly, like, that's really sad, but little things like that make me happy. Like laughing about the weekend and talking to you guys. Mario be there, just want a piece. And Nashville chicken.
Okay, you know what? She's a little hard to hear because of the ambiance. Okay, when does she get be easier? So how about we just start it like right here when she's at home with Pete's, because then we can actually understand what she's saying.
Sorry, I'm not even like crappy. I don't care about trolls. I'm just. Okay, I'll be right back. Hi guys. Hi. Yeah, sorry, I wanted to talk to Pete in private. He's a little alarmed when I'm fucking mess. I have a headache now.
Imagine that.
Okay, so let's really paint the picture of what's going on here. Let's really paint the picture, Chantal. You were with Pete in a relationship for what, 5 years? You were with Pete for a long time. You've known him since high school. You talk crap about Pete to your friends in high school, even though you liked him. You even passed around some questionable pictures about Pete to humiliate him. But then you poked and pressured him into a relationship. He really didn't want to date you, but he got into a relationship with you. You two were engaged to be married. You lived together. What did you do? You cheated on Pete more than once. You broke his heart. You ruined his credit. You put him in debt. And still he loved you. You were, despite all the wrong that you did. He was so desperate to hang on to you. He even told you, I don't care who you sleep with, just don't leave me. And still you left. And still you left. You left him to go be with BB. And you were with BB for quite a while. At the same time that you were with BB, you were talking to Pete's and you were getting money from Pete's. You still had Pete's in your back pocket when you should have let Pete's go and let him go live his life. Because you left Pete's devastated. And then after you betrayed BB and he kicked you out, you went running back to Pete's to save your behind because you had bad credit, you had no money, you had a bankruptcy on your record. You used Pete's in his financial standing to get into the villa. Now that you're in the villa with Pete's at this moment, even after all the wrong you've done to Pete's, you actually have the nerve to go off with Natter and pull your nonsense and come home and cry, and you want to cry on Pete's shoulder? Use Pete's as emotional support? If I had been Pete's, I would have said, oh, I'm sorry. Did you get your heart broken? That's too bad. That's really too bad. But how does it feel? Really, how does it feel? And walk out of the room. But he never did that to you. It's really sad to me, Chantal, that all this running around and paying men to be companions to you, and there's that guy sitting. He actually cared. And you walked all over him. And this is why narcissists are not capable of love. Because even when it's given to them, even when they're around decent people, they abuse that love. They abuse those people. They take them for granted. They leave them high and dry and they don't care. And I think it's karmic. I think it's appropriate that just as Chantal's a scumbag, she attracts scumbags and she has to comes with them. You know, birds of a feather flock together. She definitely found her flock.
Call me cares, yeah, that gets me pretty concerned.
How phony are you? You're like, you go from laughing to like immediately crying. Stop it. Stop. You're not that good of an actress. Look at her. She's looking dead at the camera like, are they buying this? Are they buying my tears? I got to cry in front of the camera. I'm not even going to try to hide my eyes. I'm going to make sure everybody sees me fake crying.
Anyone want to just name the new member? Because
I saw Sarah. Oh yeah, you guys, there's new emojis. They look blurry up close, but the villain did a really good job. Thank you. I didn't want to say who did it just in case you guys harassed them, because you always harass people who like me.
So she goes from laughing and crying and laughing again.
Hot emoji. Look. Nashi. Arm wave. Oh god.
That fake phony crying. Stop it.
I'm pretty sure. Gross.
she'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
She may talk about it, she may not.
Just like alcohol pizza stolen M&Ms.
Thanks,
I
Plain.
love you too, plain cheeseburger. Oh, thank you guys. Oh. No, I'm okay.
You don't even have the excuse of blaming it on that time of the month anymore.
It's alarming.
Emotional.
Andreas, how are you doing? I miss you. So brave, Vanilla.
You know, if Chantal were really upset, what she could have done, if her sadness was real, like just gotten home from the trip and said, look, guys, I'm really, really upset. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be okay. Pizza's here with me. I'll be all right, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And it would have felt more real if she did that. Because when you're really sad, you don't want to talk to people. You don't want a crowd of people in front of you. This is performative AF, performative all day.
Thank you, Kitty. Simply Krista, I love you. It's okay. Thank you, Krista, so much. Marissa, we have to be voice bees.
Don't
tall. So, and all that money that you spent on Natter and Salah, would either one of them do what Pizza's doing right now? Like, if you're upset, would they stop what they're doing to come comfort you? Would they just sit in the room with you, just being some kind of comforting presence? My answer is no. I don't think they would. I don't think I ever saw Natter do that. And I have his do that. But Pete's did it. You're so dumb. And Salah, you could have gotten yourself together. No. Always chasing after people that don't want you, that want nothing to do with you, that are not in love with you. They don't feel a shred of love when it comes to you. That man right there, he actually cared. And I'm not a Pete's fan, not after the way he treated BBJ, but I acknowledge the fact that he cared about you, that his care was genuine. Immediately wipe his mouth like Natter did. You didn't have to kiss him through a hockey mask like Salah. He actually cared. And you left him behind like the big dumb idiot that you are. Sometimes the things you want in life are hiding in plain sight.
Pressure her to tell you. Love you too.
You know, while you're sitting there crying, you so deserve this, Chantal, for the way you cheated on me, the way you lied to me, the way you hurt me, the way you left me without money. You deserve all of this. I hope he got some kind of pleasure watching you break down and seeing a man rip your heart to shreds the way you ripped his to shreds. His head.
Grandma. Yeah, I need my. No, you can't. Oh, hi, sweetie. There's weed there.
Yeah, don't pressure Chantal to tell you what happened. If she,
Well, I'm crying. They're probably like, "What?"
if she's comfortable talking about it, she'll talk about it. In the meantime, just let her feel things.
I didn't spend as much time with Grandma when she was in the nursing home. I got my first vaccine, and I had to wait like a few weeks or whatever. So I have to get my second one, but I don't even think if she's in the hospital I can go.
I still need to get my first.
I know. People are still getting COVID anyways, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Che, thank you, Che. I know. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, WM, or she was in like a retirement home, I think.
Chantal couldn't be bothered to get her vaccine so she can go see her grandmother in hospice because grandma was getting end of life care. Like she was near the end. Chantal could have gotten her vaccine and gone to see her more than what she did. Chantal went to go see her grandmother one time, and it was very exploitative because while she was with grandma, she made sure to take a picture and post it on social media when she could have kept the picture private. And then later on, she talked about her grandmother's death rattle. I mean, the way she handled it was really, really gross. On the day of her grandmother's passing, she was talking about doing stuff on OnlyFans. I mean, that's where her mind was at. She couldn't get away from Natter long enough to go see her grandmother. She was too hyper focused on making sure that Natter wasn't with another woman.
Walk down to the pharmacy to get.
Oh, I'm gonna bring you. Too. I feel like but just for like my mental health, trying to rebuild my channel and just like my family life, Pete, my cats. Like I just don't have time.
You have the time. You got all the time you need. You got time. You're just spending your time in the wrong ways on the wrong people. That's the problem. It's not a matter of I don't have enough time. It's a matter of time management. Managing your time wisely. Like putting your time where it could be better served. But you were focused on the wrong things and the wrong people.
To be so emotionally wrapped up in such like a demanding relationship, you know?
Well, you chose that demanding relationship, but if you get stuck in it, you can unstick yourself.
Anyway, I don't know. I just want to be alone right now, you know? Oh, my heart.
And I want to point something out to you, Chantal. Remember the night where everybody got onto you because you left Pete alone at the house? It was the day that you and Pete took Timbit to the vet's office to be put down. Like she was very, very sick and she passed away. And after that, took him back to the house and you left him alone. And then when people got onto you for that, because he's supposed to be your best friend, everybody took you to task for your insensitiveness to your best friend. They're like, why aren't you there? Why aren't you just being there? He might need someone to talk to, or just being there would make him feel better. And you were on the problem. And what am I going to do? What can I do for him? Here's the answer right here. Do for him what he's doing for you right now in this moment. Sometimes you don't need to talk to people. Just knowing that they're there alone. So you're coming home all emotionally messed up because of whatever happened with Natter. And even though Pete doesn't have to sit in the room and comfort you and be a comforting presence, he is. Like you'll cry on his shoulder despite what you've done to him. You actually have the nerve and the big fupa balls to ask emotional support from somebody that you more than once, someone that you cheated on. You expect that person to be there, but when it comes time for them to need something, you disappear. You absolutely disappear.
What am I grabbing? No.
Yeah. Peach. Yeah, you guys are supportive. Black Beauty, Ashanti, love you, beautiful Pete. Thanks for always being there. Take it easy, beautiful.
Ranchers says if he was really your boyfriend, he'd be comforting you, not Pete. Yeah, because Pete is not the boyfriend. He's just the ex-boyfriend. He is now just the friend and roommate. But why isn't he comforting you, Chantal?
Okay, baby.
Oh yeah, so let's go back to that part, that super chat that just passed by. Completely missed it. This super chat, Julia Rochford says, "Don't you feel bad now for calling Pete a ball and chain the other day? He's always there for you." Yeah, what a nice way to describe your ex who's now your friend. Calling that person a ball and so she talk about talking out of both sides of your mouth. So she called him a ball and chain, and then she has the nerve to come home and say, "I need comfort, Pete. Give me comfort."
Who's really your boyfriend? Yeah, Julia. I say things that I don't mean sometimes. Okay, baby girl, save your tears for the moldy pots, rotten veggies, and
Oh,
this is my ball and chain.
Pete as her ball and chain. How embarrassing. How humiliating to know that your ex, who's now your friend, is referring to you as a ball and chain. And she thinks that's hilarious. She's laughing like like it's funny. What she should be doing, that was awful. I was being an absolute jerk.
Keith, you know you're not right.
It can be. It can be.
No, oh well.
Drag her down.
Yeah, you know what? People are bringing up the cats, and that's got me to thinking. Because you guys know I'm a cat mama. Where's my baby girl? Bulger. She's behind me. Owner or even a pet owner. Pets can pick up when you're upset, and then they're all over you. If they can just feel in your energy that something is wrong, and they're all over you. So why aren't the cats all over Chantal? If she's crying and she's blubbering and all that over her, like what is going on that the pets aren't all over her, like trying to comfort her?
I think the night she called me a ball and chain, I think I really snapped at her. Uh, Earlier that night. So
my pot.
Take note. You were happiest around to be accepted by them. You were your most natural and your most at ease around Natter. In this video alone is worlds away from what you're doing with Salah in Kuwait right now. Like, just demure is not what you are. Trad housewife is not what you are. You're pretending to be something that you're not, hence the reason why you are miserable. But with Pete's, you could be yourself. With Natter, you could be yourself. Salah, you can't be yourself. He doesn't want you to be yourself. He wants to hide you and disguise you and tuck you away as much as he can.
You just get
Shit happens.
Yeah. Get her.
I don't want to.
I washed my bed sheets. Thing he doesn't.
He gives you something that you've never given him. He's always been loyal to you. Even though he knows all your secrets, Chantal, he knows where all the bodies are buried, in what order and in what graveyard. He's never spilled the tea on you when he could have. Do you understand that this man could have sat down and made a crap ton of and just burned the bridge between you two, but gotten a lot of money in the process? Do you realize that? That he could have talked? I mean, of all the men that have been around you, Pete knows the most about you. He could have talked. And he doesn't talk because I feel that he still cares. That there's something in him, that this little tiny flame of hope, that he still holds on to that hope, that one day you'll get sick of running around chasing all these men. And then once you're done chasing them, he'll finally get you again. Like, there's something in him just wanting things the way they were, even though those days are never coming back.
See how much love you're getting. We love you. This is just, there is love out.
Somebody asked if that was record. I'm kind of done. I'm kind of on Team Shannon in this.
It doesn't. It didn't. It just made me not trust you, like, as a friend at all. So, you know, even if you feel like, I don't know, you can at least, in that case, what you do is you message me and say, if you don't tell somebody what happened, I'm gonna tell. You don't just fucking go and blab. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that just because you're mad at me. That's my problem. I don't like friends who you confide in them, and the minute things go wrong, or you get mad, or you get in an argument, they go and tell everybody.
Well, that's so you. That's what you do. You find out things on people, and then you turn around and
that's not important right now. That's so trivial. You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Okay, like she's winding down. She's okay. So we'll just end it here. But again, special thanks to the channel Flow. I'll leave a link for the original video down in the description. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.